Ay, my God. Otra vez. Ay, otra vez. Skating. Otra vez. Hello, today I'm here at a small skating ring here in Rio Negro. This place it's called Los Remansos, and it's a beautiful place. Sometimes I train roller skating here because it's very comfortable. And this day I have been thinking about recording this video, and today I think I can finally make this idea a reality. Sebastian is behind the camera, so thank you very much for helping me. And yes, I am going to try to skate and record at the same time. Hopefully, I won't fall or break a bone. As I promised, I would like to talk about artistic roller skating and my personal experience in this discipline. So it turns out that artistic roller skating is actually the sport I practice, and it has many subdisciplines. To put in a simple way, such as compulsory figures, free skating, and dance. These subdisciplines also have different levels or categories, like beginners, promotional, skater, minors, and seniors. So yes, when we talk about competition, this is a way to understand the different categories. Okay, so the first subdiscipline, which is the base of almost all the others, is compulsory figures in roller skates. Okay, doing figures on skates means basically following the outline of a circle graph on the floor. Sometimes this includes loops or smaller circles inside the main one. So the skater follows the outline of a circle using different edges, outer or inner, and there are many different figures. There are around 41, I'm not sure, or 44 artistic compulsory figures in artistic roller skating. For example, this is the figure 1A. It's called A because it starts with the right foot. So you start with the left foot, it's called 1B. Yes? So in compulsory figures, the skater follows the outline of a circle using only one push. And that single push has to last for the entire circle, so the skater must maintain control, balance, and a clean edge during the whole figure. When I arrive at the intersection, I did the retake, okay? Yes, I think that can be a little confusing, especially for me. I think I have some attention problems, and I even have a story. I even have a funny story about this, and what I am talking about, of course. It turned out that in a competition last year, I was competing in compulsory figures in artistic roller skating at the Antioquia Skating League Ring. And yes, there I was about to skate the figure 1A, 1HB, when right before I start the figure, this is the figure. Yes, there I was about to skate the figure 1HB, this. And right before starting, I didn't hear the whistle from one of the judges. And before starting the figure, the skater must follow the judge's whistles. And yes, I remember that the judge you didn't blow the whistle and told me, "Sir, this is the compulsory figures 1HB, which means it starts with the other foot." And I looked at my feet and thought, "Jue madre," and immediately I changed my starting foot. So I was about to start the figure on the wrong foot. Don't be like Daniela, please. And let me tell you something even funnier. That time I got free place. Yes, I don't know. So don't be like Daniela, please. Let's continue explaining. For example, in compulsory figures, we can change direction while skating. Yes, we can go forward and then smoothly transition to skating backward and perform turns that have specific names, such as tres, brackets, rockers, and counters. Okay, about the turns, there are some types of turns. For example, in compulsory features and artistic roller skating. For example, tres and brackets are performed on a single half circle. Okay, when I do the tres turn, you can see that my arms move. For example, yes, the tres. But when I do the bracket, my arms are in the same place. For example, yes, in the same place. Tres and brackets, and they are performed on a single half circle. So brackets and counters are performed at the intersection of two circles. Okay, like this. To put in a simple way, they create an A-shaped trajectory. So yeah, we can see that this is the main difference between them, or at least that's how I understand it, okay? Yes, another important thing is for the different subdisciplines, you need special wheels. Yes? Yes, that's right. You need special wheels for compulsory figures or free skating and dance. So let me clarify something. Those wheels are no cheap. You also have to buy skate bearings, and those aren't cheap either. However, the performance on skates definitely improves, so it's totally worth, okay, buy them. And another important thing is, oh my God, I slipped my mind. Something very important. In compulsory features, we don't use the skate break, okay? This. That subdiscipline is practiced without using the skate break, and that is a mental show for many skaters. In fact, almost all skaters fall during the free compulsory features class because they forget that the break is not there. Yes, that can be a little funny. It's like that, like this. Yes, I skating and I forget that the brake is not there. It fall. Yes, it's a little funny sometimes, and it's very important knowing. Okay. Yes, I think that's all I know about compulsory features. Yes. I think those are the most important things about this subdiscipline in artistic roller skating, and I even told you a personal anecdote, so that's close enough. Okay. About the other subdisciplines, let me tell you that I am not really an expert because I only competed in compulsory features and free skating, but I never had the opportunity, for example, to practice the dance subdiscipline. Okay, so let's continue explaining the free skating subdiscipline. Maybe the most well-known subdiscipline in artistic roller skating because it includes many jumps, spins, combo positions, and complete performance with amazing music. Okay, so yes, I can explain some basic jumps, spins, and flexible combo positions, at least the ones I know how to do, okay? So one of the most common jumps is called the wild jump, okay? This jump is performed without using the toe stuff, okay? And I am going to show you how to do it in some steps, okay? It's like this. 1, 2, 3. The next jump is called Selko. This jump is performed with the help of the toe stop. Yes, and basically you lean onto the toe stop, turn a little, and then push yourself upward to perform turns with rotation in the air. Okay, it's like this. The next jump is similarly in the toe loop jump. The toe stop is also used, but instead of turning first, the jump is performed immediately, okay, like this. Okay. Okay, about the turns, they can be performed on two toes, for example, heel toe or heel spins. They can also be performed on one foot, either right or left, using different subjects and flexible position. For example, a heel toe is like, yes, heel, yes. In one foot in different sections in flexible positions. It's como like, I don't know. Okay. Now about the leotards. This is a very important point. Artistic roller skating costumes must be modest, dignified, and not overly theatrical. All rhinestones must be securely stitched. Stones larger than 4 millimeters are not allowed, and deep cutout on the back, waist, or bust are prohibited. And the judge used to be very strict about this point. Once, I even got penalized for it during a competition. And of course, I am going to tell you because you are my therapist, okay? Just kidding. Yes, it turned out in a competition. I was competing in free skating, and the judges check each skaters' leotards one by one before the performance started. And one of the judges came closer to me and told me that if I didn't cover my nipples with a protective pad, I will be penalized because they were visible through my leotard. And guys, seriously, I still can't believe it. At that time, I have a very thin body, and I weighed about 47 kilograms. Besides that, I have always had a very flat chest, and meaning I barely had any bass at all. I feel very sad because the situation immediately put me at a disadvantage before the competition, and I think skaters already go a lot of pressure and sacrifice to perform, and I believe that penalty should only happen in truly necessary cases. Personally, I felt my leotard met all the requirements, and I think we should stop over sexualizing nature parts of the body. As a skater, the whole situation felt a little unfair and undignified to me. So if you even want to start in this sport, choose your realtor design carefully and really enjoy it because there is a beautiful side to this sport. It's truly art. Recording this video here is making me nervous, really. Okay. Yes. Let's continue explaining. I talk about. I think that's all about artistic roller skating and composite features and free skating about the subdisciplines. I can talk a little about the dance subdiscipline, even though I don't know much about it, but I really love dance, and let me tell you that Colombia is a powerhouse in artistic roller dance skating. We have amazing representatives such as Paulina Perez, Brian Carreño, Jesua Foyecua, and many others. So, yes, I'm going to show you some basic elements about the dance of discipline, okay? Earlier, I mentioned it that in composite features we have terms such as tres, brackets, rockers, and counters. Besides that, in free skating, we also have heel toe or heel spins and perform stands as well as perform turns in different subjects in one foot in different flexible, incredible positions. In dance, we use traveling turns, which can be performed like this. Another important thing I can explain is the performance in dance must always follow the rhythm of the music, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Everything has to be synchronized with the music. Another important aspect is that the positions can be elegant, extended, and flexible. Okay. There are also some famous speed positions like a camel, Charlotte, um, Hydroblade, Billman, and Seats, and many others. So, in most of these positions, it's possible to perform turns. Okay. Yes, I know it's crazy. Okay. Yes, I know. That's all about artistic roller skating. This video, instead of being a super explanatory video, was really an excuse to tell you about my experience in this beautiful sport that I love so much. Sometimes I wish I had been born in a country where children can start skating very young, like Russia, Canada, United States, Japan, or Italy. So wake up, Daniela. You were born in Colombia. And you were very fortunate to be able to practice this sport. So yes, thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. Uh, I'm exhausted. Uh, I think this is probably the longest time that I've ever spoken English, and my brain just wants to speak Spanish now. Um I think I burn more calories speaking English than skating. So, nothing. Thanks for watching and goodbye.